Hello everyone, this is Steve Yoder. Welcome to week 13 in Legal Studies 246 in the fall of 2016 here at the UAB Collat School of Business. This is our second to the last week of the semester, and we will be covering two areas of administrative law, environmental law and antitrust law. Here is the learning module for the week containing the learning activities. As usual, there are chapters from the textbook, PowerPoint slides, narrated versions of those slides, and some additional short videos and articles to read. And there are two quizzes that are due on December 13th. One on environmental law and one on antitrust law. Note that the 13th is not a Sunday night. Let's start with environmental law. There are a great many hazards in the environment that the government seeks to protect us against, but it isn't always the government that protects us. We can protect ourselves by using a branch of tort law called nuisance law to do so. The government got into protecting us very heavily in the 1970s with the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, and today that agency has a role in protecting us against air pollution, water pollution, and in the disposal of hazardous waste. We'll be talking about all three of those functions of the EPA. Moving on to antitrust law, we'll be covering how that branch of law got that name, antitrust. A better word that would be more self-explanatory would be the laws that promote competition. If there were not competition, I think it's pretty clear that prices would go up and services would go down. Just imagine if there were no competition for these products. You might argue that there is very little competition, or was very little competition, for Microsoft's products. Not so today with many cloud-based services. The granddaddy of all antitrust laws is the Sherman Antitrust Act, now over 125 years old, but still a very powerful law used very often by the government to act against both horizontal price fixing, as was the case here, and against monopolization, as Microsoft was accused of in the early 2000s. A separate law, the Clayton Act, was passed just a few years after the Sherman Act, that goes after anti-competitive behavior before it starts by requiring that companies get governmental approval before they merge, as was the case with the various airlines that have merged over the last few years. For 2 points on the last exam, send me and Dalton a Canvas mail message by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night, December 4, with the name of the company that AT&T recently announced it wants to merge with, and which is sure to get very extensive antitrust review, even in a Trump administration. Finally, take a look at the calendar. We're in the week of November 28. All of our future assignments are all due on the same day, which is the last day of this semester. There are two quizzes, as I said, from this learning module. There will be a quiz on the next learning module, and importantly, the final exam will close on Tuesday night, December 13 at 11:59 p.m.